Hi. Our next topic is pronouns, and we'll be on pronouns for a little bit longer than we were on the other topics. This is about part 1 of 3, I think. But pronouns are the words like you and it and himself and things like that are sort of generic words that we use for other words. I like to think of them as professional nouns that we call in to take the place of the amateur nouns that we use. I know that's weird. Yeah, I've been spending too much time alone. Anyway, it says here, a personal pronoun is a word that replaces a noun basically so that you don't have to keep repeating that noun. And I crossed out that noun and I put it. And it, even though it does not talk about a person, is a personal pronoun because it replaces the noun noun. Okay. And next it says the word that a pronoun replaces is its antecedent. So the antecedent of the pronoun it is the word noun here. Pronouns can be first person, second person, or third person. First person pronouns refer to the speaker or speakers and possibly others that might be represented by the speaker. For example, I hope Grandma will come to visit us. I is a first person pronoun because I refers to the person who's speaking. Us is also a first person pronoun because it refers to the person who is speaking along with other people that person represents. In this sentence, probably it represents a family. Second person, referring to the person, group, or thing being spoken to. And that's all the ones with you, your, yourself, yours, all of those second person. You should bring your dog. So you here is a second person pronoun because it's referring to whoever I'm talking to. And your also refers to the person I'm talking to. Now, the dog belongs to that person. But remember that the antecedent of your is not the dog. The antecedent of your is whoever you is. The third person referring to whoever or whatever the speaker is talking about. So he is going to marry her. So both of these are third person because I, the speaker, am not getting married. And you, hopefully, are not getting married. So this is third person. We're talking about other people. I could also be talking about things that would be third person too, like it would be third person. Number refers to singular or plural. So singular pronouns, me, it, himself, her, those are singular. Plural pronouns refer to more than one. So we, they, themselves, okay. And itself would be singular. Okay, so whether you're talking about singular or plural, we already know singular and plural. I don't need to be talking about this way too much. You know that your and you, second person, all of that can be either singular or plural. It depends upon the context. I'm from Texas, so many times instead of saying you plural, we say y'all. Yeah, that's Southern. Although I think it's become more widespread in recent years in the United States to say y'all. At any rate, it's not formal, and we wouldn't use it in our writing for class. Unless you're writing a story. Pronouns ending in self or selves can be reflexive or intensive. Reflexive is when it's necessary for the meaning. It refers back to the subject. For example, I hurt myself. I as the subject. Myself reflects back to the subject. And if you take out that word, I hurt, then we don't have the complete meaning of that sentence. You can do this yourself. In this one, it's intensive because this word is not necessary, it's just being used for emphasis. So if I say you can do this, it means basically the same thing as you can do this yourself. Another way that we can use reflexive pronouns is when we're referring to something that a person who is of high stature is doing for him or herself that normally he or she would have done for him or for her. So the queen herself is doing the laundry. So normally a queen would have someone else do her laundry, but entonces we're using the word herself to emphasize the queen as someone who's deigning to do something beneath her status. Then demonstrative pronouns can be used as adjectives or as nouns. So they want that car. Okay, so that one means being used as an adjective. Those are my books. Those is being used as a noun. Normally, if I say write a sentence with a demonstrative pronoun, I want you to use the word as a noun. Unless I say use it as an adjective. Interrogative pronouns start questions. Who is coming to the party? So that is a question, and we know that because it starts with an interrogative pronoun and ends with a question mark. Relative pronouns connect some dependent clauses to independent clauses. There are other kinds, of course, of dependent clauses, but this kind of dependent clause starts with a relative pronoun. This is the fight that decided the winner. And the word that is functioning both as the connecting word and as the subject of the dependent clause. This is the fight that decided the winner. The man whose car hit mine is going to pay. So we have this is a dependent clause. We know because it begins with the word whose, which is a relative pronoun, and it has a subject car and a predicate hit. So if we take that out, it still makes sense that the man is going to pay, but now we know which man we're talking about. The word who can either be an interrogative pronoun or a relative pronoun. It depends upon the context. So if it starts the sentence, normally it is an interrogative pronoun. And if it's in the middle of the sentence, normally it is a relative pronoun. Indefinite pronouns do not have specific antecedents. Some are singular, like the word anyone. Anyone would be singular. Some are plural, like the word both would be plural. And some can be either. All of the pizza is gone. All in this one is singular because we're talking about how much of that one pizza. So it's singular. And all of the cookies are gone. Now we're talking about a number of cookies. So it's plural. Has to do with whether what we're talking about is a count noun or a non-count noun. I believe that's all we need to go over for this section of pronouns. Just remember that possessive pronouns, I forgot to put them up here. Possessive pronouns show ownership, like your, Y-O-U-R, your dog. I think I put, here, that's a possessive pronoun. It shows possession. Remember that possessive pronouns never have apostrophes in them, like the word its, I-T-S. If it has an apostrophe, it's a contraction, like in the sentence I just said. It's a contraction. It is a contraction. If it does not have an apostrophe, it's possessive. The dog lost its collar, for example. It's possessive. So I think that's all of the kind of categories of pronouns that we're going to be talking about. And then we're going to go on to different topics under the general heading of pronouns after this. This should go with your current workbook pages. So happy working.